Me personally, I thought it was one of the greatest defensive struggles I've seen since my years in the NBA. You know, I thought both teams locked in and played great defense, and you know, it was hard to get shots off or anything. So, you know, other than that, you know, that was it. Now, do you guys really want me to say what I feel? Now, we have to do better defensively as far as keeping our men in front of us. You know, the dribble penetration I thought was tough all night. We got to do a better job of getting over screens. There was too many instances where they're getting the basketball and going downhill against us, and we're, you know, stuck on screens and stuff. So we got to do a better job with that, you know. And then obviously the rebounding part of it, we got to do better as far as keeping them off. And it wasn't that they got a ton of them. It wasn't like they got 20 of them, but they got a lot of really timely ones. And then I thought we got to do a better job of coming up with some 50-50 balls. The ball was on the floor quite a bit, and it always seemed to end up in their hand. And we just got to do a better job with that. So it's great winning the game, you know, obviously, but you know, there are just so many areas that we've got to get better in and more consistent in, as I say every night up here.
Alvin, just how good was it to have Harrison back and to survive this stretch without Harrison, which a lot of times seems like it would be very difficult.
Yeah, and you know, his first game back, so I don't really judge anything, you know, statistically, but just to have him out there, you know, and having him involved is really important, I feel. And you know, I think we could have used Mo tonight. If we could have gotten away without using him, we were going to try to do that and just give him another day's rest, you know. So that worked out. That worked out well also.
Just what's the scoop with Rashawn Holmes right at this point?
You know, no one knows. He's going to see the doctor again tomorrow. You know, obviously you saw the laceration on his eye, and I think there'll be stitches involved. But other than that, I don't really, you know exactly what the prognosis is.
I saw a video. He had pretty significant bandage there. Is he pretty good spirits overall?
No, I mean, I think he's gotten hit in the face and the eye, and you know, that area more than anybody in the NBA this year. And it's, I mean, if I was him, I would be a little perturbed by the whole thing. So it seems to just happen at the most inopportune times, and you know, he's back and he's playing well, and now all of a sudden, you know, he's got a bandage over his eye again.
Yeah. And then just, you know, you mentioned how the defense early on just a second ago, but is it tough to, I mean, I know a win is a win and you're going to take it, but does it take it with a grain of salt? Is it something that it's going to irritate you the rest of the way going forward for this?
Well, I mean, I think you can look at it a couple of different ways. I mean, obviously, you know, we were very good offensively, moving the basketball, creating shots. So from that standpoint, we were really good. But, you know, I don't want to try to win games where, you know, you're giving up 130 points. I think that put really too much pressure on your offense to try to match 130 points. So I like our ball movement. I like our unselfishness. I thought we had a bunch of guys stepped up. Davion again played another good game. I think TD hit some timely shots for us. I thought Fox was just what, you know, we've seen a ton of last year. You know, I thought he was very aggressive offensively, but I thought he was great defensively from the standpoint of what he was doing.
Alvin, you guys have won now a couple of these games at home. Lots of home games coming up after this road trip. How pleased are you to see, you know, this team kind of establishing what you've talked about, which is a little bit of a home court advantage? I think it's 9 out of 10 and then 15 out of 19 that'll be here.
Yeah, you know, I just think it's really important in the NBA especially, more so than any other sport, I think, that you take care of business at home because it's just so difficult to win on the road in this league. And so I think for us, you know, we've had a pretty tough schedule, you know, from the very outset of the season. So we got some home games coming up, and, you know, it doesn't matter who it's against. I think you got to feel like you can beat anyone on your home court.
Hey, Coach, Davion had a good offensive night tonight. What is your assessment so far of him, and what are areas of growth you think you'd like to see out of him?
Oh, I think he's a typical rookie. He's had his struggles, but he's also been very good in certain situations. The one thing that I think he's been pretty consistent with is his on-ball pressure, and he'll continue to get better at that. Good at fighting over screens, those things like that. So as far as his shot and shooting the ball, I don't think he puts in so much time and so much work with it that I can't imagine that he's not going to continue to improve and shoot the ball consistently also.
Coach, how do you just look at the road trip ahead of you and just kind of the stretch for you guys?
Oh, I just think, we've done a good job actually and played well on the road. So if you want me to use the old coach's cliche, I will we're taking it one game at a time, but, we're going and we're playing 3 games on this trip, and, we just got to lock in right now, and all of our emphasis right now is on Charlotte. We shot the lights out of it here, and I don't know if they'll have their guys back or not, but they play very, very good with the guys that they have right now.
Hello, coach. Congratulations on the win, first of all. How big for you guys was Harrison Barnes' return on the floor, and what different he brought on the table for you?
Well, I think with Harrison, like I said, I don't know statistically what he did. I don't even bother about looking at it, but I just know having him out there gives us a sense of confidence, and then just his presence on the floor and in certain situations, and just his basketball IQ. That's why I say there's certain guys you can't look at the stat sheet and judge how they played or not, and he's one of them. That's fine.
Alvin, we didn't really get to talk to you early in the year about, what De'Aaron was going through with some of his struggles, his efficiency. Obviously, he seems to, have worked out a lot of that stuff and was super efficient tonight. What did you see early in the year that might have been holding him back a little bit, and how did he work through that?
Oh, I just think it was just typical. He just wasn't quite there, and wasn't quite shooting the basketball like he was capable and things like that. But those are the kind of guys. I never worried one bit that he would get to where he is right now tonight. That's who he is. So he may have started a little tough and things like that, but over the long haul of the season, 82 games, he's going to play more like this than he did at the very start.